The Revenant 2015 movie review. Spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. If you enjoy this video, please show me the love and like, subscribe, and or leave a comment letting me know what you think is or are the best Leonardo DiCaprio performance or performances. And please show me the love and share this video with your friends and anywhere else you would think there will be an audience for it. Before I continue, I want to say I really loved Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu's Amores Perros. I thought it was a masterpiece. Amores Perros. I thought it was a masterpiece. Hopefully one day, if God wills, I will review that movie and post it here. The Revenant, directed by Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu, is a frontier story about Hugh Glass, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, a fur tradesman who gets brutally attacked by a bear and is not only left for dead by the two people who have been assigned to protect him, but also suffers a murder of his son. My son is Toby, but his son is a half Indian, half white. Suffers the murder of his son. Hugh Glass, Leonardo DiCaprio, suffers the murder of his son by the hands of one of these men, a character played by Tom Hardy. The movie, which is based on a true story, won Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu an Oscar for Best Director and Leonardo DiCaprio an Oscar for Best Actor. It is partially a revenge story of Leonardo DiCaprio getting even with the man who crossed him, but as far as revenge stories are concerned, Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2 were a lot better compared to this. And if this movie won Inarritu the Oscar for Best Director, then Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2 should have won Quentin Tarantino, the Oscars for Best Director and Best Screenplay for Kill Bills Volume 1 and 2. Uma Thurman, the Oscar for Best Actress. Her character is more meaty and interesting than Hugh Glass. And David Carradine should have won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for Bill, since his character is a lot more scrumptiously realized and more deliciously villainous than the Tom Hardy character is in The Revenant. Kill Bill is a lot better developed in this movie, and you root more for the bride to have her comeuppance. But The Revenant is slow, pondering. I was expecting a movie with amazing visuals and action sequences, but I was disappointed. Even though there are good shots in The Revenant, the visuals are mostly boring and don't carry the movie. I believe if visuals are good, they can save an otherwise okay movie and make it fantastic, but The Revenant's visuals are not that consistently marvelous. There is too much of the fake kind of CGI, fake looking kind of CGI. There are fake CGI buffaloes, a fake or fake looking avalanche, and the bear attack. What I thought would be one of the highlights of the movie was incredibly overrated. As far as it's too much CGI. It looks cheesy, doesn't look real. I thought they were going to use more like puppets or animatronics for that. And I thought it was going to be more realistic, more in the camera rather than CGI. And as far as scary monster sequences are concerned, the scene where Jake runs away from the Thanator in the first Avatar movie was way more wondrous, pulse-pounding, and realistic than the bear scene in The Revenant. If Inarritu won the Oscar mostly based on this scene, then James Cameron should have won the Oscar for the first Avatar movie. Not just for that scene, but for the whole Avatar movie, which was fantastic. As far as revenge movies are concerned, The Revenant is flaccid. Yes, it's horrible that Leo's son dies, but I don't feel it as much as what happened to the bride in Kill Bill. The idea of having a half Indian, half white son is interesting, but the story doesn't take advantage of this uniqueness in a way that feels substantial. Sure, there are some monologues in an Indian language, but they are mostly dull. One of the best parts of the movie is a quote that Hugh Glass's Indian wife has in one of these monologues, something about the strongest trees being the ones with the deepest roots. That quote is good, but the movie mostly has no dialogue. That could be good in some cases, but in this case it is boring. The action sequences are also boring and not that interestingly realized. Not well choreographed at all. Some of the cinematography is good, but not enough to carry the movie, or not enough, in my opinion, to deserve the Best Cinematography Oscar. Overall, I give The Revenant 0 out of 4 stars. 0 out of 4 stars I give it. I was looking forward to watching this movie for a long time. Before watching The Revenant, I was expecting a visually powerful movie with a great performance by Leonardo DiCaprio and the best bear attack I've ever seen on screen. But finally, after watching The Revenant, I was extremely disappointed. You won't miss much by overlooking this film. It is extremely overrated. For the revenge genre, Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2 are better. For a better and more thrilling monster sequence in the bear sequence, watch the Thanator sequence in the first Avatar. Much more impressive than this. And if you want a better Leonardo DiCaprio performance, Leonardo DiCaprio's best performance he got robbed of for an Oscar was for his performance as Frank Abagnale Jr. in Steven Spielberg's Catch Me If You Can. That was also a better movie than The Revenant and should have won Best Picture and should have won Spielberg an Oscar for Best Director and Leo for Best Actor and Tom Hanks for Best Supporting Actor. Yeah. I'm disappointed that the Academy Awards would reward such a boring and flaccid film as A Revenant. If you enjoyed this video, please show me the love. Please subscribe to be alerted of future videos reviewing movies and books, of me reviewing movies and books and presenting my own stories. Please like the video and or leave a comment letting me know what you think is or are the best Leonardo DiCaprio performance or performances. And please show me the love and share this video with your friends and anywhere else you think there will be an audience for it. Up next, I hope to review either the Asian romantic drama Past Lives or something else. I also have the Stephen King sci-fi, The Running Man, and the cyberpunk novel Neuromancer on the horizon, as well as the anime series Your Lie in April. If you like this video, please check out my reviews of the better revenge films Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2 by Quentin Tarantino, or even the much maligned Death Proof from Tarantino. It's a better and much more powerful revenge film than The Revenant. If you like seeing epic tales like The Revenant is trying to be, or epic science fiction tales, or stories of lonely people succeeding and finding companionship, or if you like seeing Asian women with Western men, or romance stories, or romance and science fiction, please consider buying my science fiction novels, Phantom Zero and The Swordsman and the Philosopher, now available on Amazon in physical versions, and Capitan Quito and the Barber's Daughter, which are both available on Amazon exclusively as digital editions. Phantom Zero available for $14 and change on Amazon exclusively as a physical edition on Amazon is about an unloved, involuntary celibate, a dwarf who travels the universe looking for a woman who will love him. But he fails, and he pilots a giant monster in exchange for access to beautiful women. But his conscience begins to bother him. The Swordsman and the Philosopher, on the other hand, is a buddy story about an unlikely duo. An extremely handsome soldier called Sol Thales who has had disfiguring plastic surgery on himself, and a chubby, out of shape. This is available for $9 and change on Amazon as a physical version and 99 cents as a digital version. It's about a buddy story about an unlikely duo, an extremely handsome soldier called Sol Thales who has had disfiguring plastic surgery on himself, and a chubby, out of shape, involuntary celibate named Wallace Mack who has a theory that if you put an ugly guy next to a sufficiently uglier guy, you can even make Quasimodo look like Cary Grant. Wallace Mack takes advantage of Sol Thales' disfigurement to contrast himself with Thales and try to get a beautiful woman for himself. Yet Thales, unaware of his disfigurement, is still as arrogant as ever. And what will he do when he catches on to Wallace's plan? He could respond in fury. And meanwhile, an assassin from the future hunts down Thales, and both Thales and Wallace have to learn to work together to fight to save the world and stop an invasion the likes of which mankind has never witnessed, the might of which no military force on earth can stop. Capitan Quito, available for 99 cents on Amazon exclusively as a digital edition, is a superhero short story about the world's first cyborg, who happens to be a dwarf. The cyborg also has problems with impotence since he has cybernetic parts, and because of this, his wife threatens to leave him. The Barber's Daughter, also available 99 cents like Capitan Quito on Amazon exclusively as a digital edition, is a love story about a barber whose involuntary celibate customer, the barber's daughter, falls in love with his beautiful daughter. But the barber is hesitant to let the involuntary celibate date his daughter because he considers his customer too ugly to date his daughter. But the story may pull at your heartstrings and at the barber's towards the end. So those stories are available. And I want to say, if you want to contact me on Instagram, this is my Instagram, Andy.8. Let me focus it well. Andy.8 on Instagram. Please add me and please send me a DM. I'll be happy to write you. It's Andy DOT and the number 8, Andy.8. And my Facebook is facebook.com/Andres Baca. Please send me a private message there. If I don't see it immediately, it's because I have my messages to only friends. So if another person that's not my friend sends me a message, it sends it to another folder. So I will take a look at that. If you're not a scammer, I'll be happy to talk to you. And even if you're a scammer, like, I'm open to talking to scammers to present the gospel of Christ, but of course I won't send them any money, because sometimes there's gangs of criminal gangs in Africa or in other places, or Myanmar or in other places, or in Hong Kong, that they scam people out of their money, and the money goes to the gang. It doesn't go to the lady on the picture, but it goes to the gang, and I'm not for that. So if you or Lonely Man, or if you like epics like The Revenant tries to be, then you may like The Swordsman and the Philosopher. It has a great invasion from the future, a massive invasion from the future, and two people that are trying to stop it. Unlikely duo. It's a combination of twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, like the buddy story, like twins. And it's available for $9 and change on Amazon. It's a physical edition, which I recommend you buy, rather than the digital edition, which is 99 cents. But it's not as physical edition is beautiful, and you will love holding it. You will love reading it. And please send me a positive review on Amazon if you read it. And it has a beautiful Japanese woman that falls in love with one of the ugliest guy in the story. So if you want to see how that happens, please buy The Swordsman and the Philosopher. I want to give hope to incels. And if you want to see who the protagonist, the ugly guy in this story, if you want to see how he wins the heart of a beautiful woman, buy the book. He will win the heart of a beautiful woman by the end of the story. Which lady, I won't tell you. If it's Diagata, the conservative Christian lady with a name that's not Chinese, which she's Chinese, but she has a name that's not Chinese because she's culturally separate. She's been culturally separate from the Chinese culture. That's why they took that name. Her family. It's a long story, but there's also a more sexy lady called Xiao Xing Ling. Which woman will the protagonist will fall in love with the protagonist by the end? And I want to give hope to people, and I want to say that all things are possible for one who believes. I'm a Christian. All things are possible for one who believes. Jesus Christ said that. He wants to give hope to people. That he said that in Matthew 19, in Mark 9, I mean. And in Matthew 19, he said, with men, this is impossible. With men, there are impossible things with men. But with God, all things are possible. All things are possible. Even if you can find the woman of your dreams. If you want to write me, make friends with me, send me a DM on Instagram or YouTube. And please buy my books. And even if you don't buy my books, I'll be happy to make friends with you. If you're not a scammer, even if a scammer, I'll talk to you, but I won't send you money. I won't send anyone money, but I will talk to you. Once again, my Instagram is Andy.8. I hope to add my TikTok soon. I want to build my TikTok and add more things on TikTok, including my premises for my stories. So add me on Instagram, Andy.8. I'll be happy. DM me there. I'll be happy to write you. If I take a long time to answer, don't worry. Sometimes it's because I get a lot of messages, and sometimes I get a lot of spam. So if you're on Facebook, facebook.com/Andres Baca. That's how one of the best ways to get a hold of me. And remember, it'll send your email to another folder of people that are not my friends, but I hope to look at that folder and answer the messages that are not from scammers. Or even if you're a scammer, I don't plan to send you money, but I could share the love of Christ with you. But I don't plan to send you money. So watch out, everyone, for scammers, online scammers, and Romans 10:9, and I believe that miracles are possible. Believe it. Even if you don't get a miracle, it's because God doesn't give us stuff that are not good for us. Because He won't give us a rock that will break our teeth when we ask for bread to eat, or He won't give us a serpent that will bite us and poison us when we ask for a fish to eat. So He knows sometimes what is good for us and what is bad for us. So I want to spread the hope of Christ. If you want to learn more about Jesus or anything, please write me. I'll be happy to write you back. And God bless you and take care. And hopefully see you next week.